The one thing a lot of people won't tell you about healing is how lonely you start to feel. When people speak about healing, they're always talking about all the benefits. And I am so for healing, and I believe that this needs to be said. That when it comes to healing, it's gonna hurt. There's days you're just gonna be like, what's going on? Like, I don't even feel like I'm healing. I don't feel like I'm doing better. Why not? And it's gonna be this repeated cycle, and it's gonna suck, but it's so worth it. Trust me. Hi, my name is Rips and welcome back to my channel. This is actually why I'm making this video. Is you guys know I'm always super for healing, super for growth and self-love, but it is needed to know that this will happen. You're gonna feel lonely, and let me explain how it happens. The first thing is to clear your energy, right? When you heal, you realize that you're giving your energy out so much because you feel so drained. And now you start to ask yourself, well, why am I so drained? It's because you're giving your energy to too many people who aren't returning it back to you. During this process, you start thinking, okay, who do I give my energy that's just wasting my time or not giving it back to me? Or whether it's people or objects, that thought gets through your head and you notice a person A, B, and C I would need to distance myself from. That energy comes back to you. In that moment, it feels so incredible. But guess what? Now, from the 10 friends, you went to 7 friends, which is really good for your energy callback, but it also will make you feel lonely at first. But the difference is that whenever you're healing, you're not chasing loneliness, you're choosing your peace. That comes with the price of being alone. It doesn't come with the price of being lonely, because you can be in a room full of 100 people and feel lonely, but you could be by yourself and you don't feel lonely. I feel so in check because I felt all my energy. I felt everything I had. Versus with them, it's just like, depending on the people you're with, they can drain your energy. Your energy is being sucked out of you. The life in you is being sucked. You need to be super careful with who you give your energy to. I haven't been able to establish the difference between loneliness and being alone. I wasn't putting in energy where energy wasn't being given to me. And at that moment, I was probably the most alone, right? I had the least amount of friends, but I felt so good. I felt so fulfilled within myself because I called back all my energy. That's the thing about healing, is when I was alone, I started working on myself, which you hear that, but what does that even mean? When I was working on myself, I found out about my hobbies. What do I like? What do I not like? When I was healing, I was taking steps to becoming more self-aware. And when I became self-aware, I realized, where am I putting my energy? I am pouring so much love, so much energy, because that's who I am. But pouring it into people who don't want it, that's where my mistake came. It was the person's fault that they're not giving me the energy I was wanting to give. It was my fault for expecting others to give me energy I needed to be giving myself. I was wanting other people to give me love. I was wanting other people to give me energy. And I poured in all my energy when all I needed to be doing is giving my energy to myself. I had felt so lonely because I was giving everything I had. I gave everyone life. I gave everyone love, except myself, and that made you feel lonely. But a lot of times when you're feeling super down, when those emotions come, and when it's super late at night and you're just like, you have no one to call, no one to talk to, that's where it hurts. That's where you're like, wow, I don't have someone to call. Wow, I'm so lonely. But it's not loneliness. You're just alone. A little secret is you're never really alone, and not in like the horror movie way where you're like, is there a zombie or is there a ghost in the closet? It's more like you have God or you have the universe, whatever you believe in. All it is I'm calling back my energy. The way we've been taught is, oh, we shouldn't feel sad, we shouldn't feel angry. The thing about it is, whenever you run away from those negative energy is where the most pain will happen. Like, think of it like it's just an emotion. It's just an emotion. Just think of it as a wave, right? It's something you have to go through. The same way you don't run away from happiness, you're not gonna run away from sadness. You go through it. You go knock it through as if it, because if you're scared of it, you're gonna run away from it. And that's only gonna cause your emotions to suppress. And then they're gonna grow and they're gonna grow. And then whenever you're sitting alone at night, That's where those emotions are gonna have to get out some way. So they're gonna get out when you're alone, and all these voices are gonna be telling you you should have never healed. You should have never cut off your friends. You should have never you should go back to the person who's hurting you. It's like you're just putting them into this jar, and then this jar is gonna get so full, and then it's just gonna explode. All those emotions that you've been suppressing, when they explode, you have no control over your emotions. So whatever emotion you feel, you will act on it impulsively because you don't want to feel it anymore. When you're healing, you're gonna get lonely. You're gonna hit those road bumps where you're falling down, and in that moment you're not thinking, oh, I should have just never healed at all. It should be, when I fall down, how can I get up? I'm doing so good. I'm growing. How can I get back up? Because those thoughts are only trying to take you away from growing. You're not going to stop and give every single thought your attention and your energy. But whenever those emotions come, you learn how to handle it. So you handle it with grace. You handle it with your control versus your emotions just being everywhere. And then you're just feeling so lonely. Loneliness comes because you're scared of being alone, when being alone is not a bad thing. And that's why you feel alone, because those other people were fulfilling a need of yours that you weren't giving yourself. So then you come and ask yourself, well, why can't I give myself this? Why can't I give myself the love I was wanting someone? Healing is not a process of this where you're only going up. Healing has so many ups and downs, but you know what the ups and downs look like? It's gonna go. Notice how you're having dips, right? You're still working up. The goal is to be a better person than you were yesterday. And if you have that mentality, you're just gonna keep growing. The thing about it is, this lonely feeling, it's not gonna go away. You're gonna get this feeling because, you go from giving everyone your energy and having all these people in your circle to now just being by yourself, or having maybe a couple of very close people by you. The best part about healing, honestly, is learning that you can give yourself everything you were wishing other people to give you. You have to reroute yourself. You have to ask yourself, why am I feeling this way? Who and where am I giving my energy that I no longer need to be giving them to? It's happened to me where I sit and I'm just like, I feel so lonely. I feel so lonely. And then I ask myself, I really break it down. Well, why do I feel lonely? And I look at, where am I giving my energy? And it's always places that don't give it back to me. I have to call back my energy. I have to call back who I am to give it back to myself. And all of a sudden, now you no longer are connecting with these people. You're with less people. You're more alone, but you're less lonely. Honestly, it was a rough journey, but you know what that means? That the outcome will be so great. If you are alone and you feel lonely, the best thing I've done is I pray, I write down. It really helps me because when I pray or when I sit and I'm just like, I'm feeling really lonely right now. I feel this, I feel that. Well, why do I feel this way? What's causing me to feel this? What have I been doing? What have I been doing, or where have I been giving my energy? What does my day-to-day life look like? What am I engaging on in my phone? And you start asking yourself, what am I putting my time into, my energy, my love into? Because not everyone and everything is going to deserve your love. Be reserved with your energy. Give it to people who truly, truly, truly deserve it. Thank you guys so much for watching. And you always know I am with you guys. I am growing with you guys, always. And I'm still learning. And honestly, I really appreciate all of your guys' love. Thank you so much for watching. Please comment down below what your thoughts are on this video. And I hope to see you guys next time.